operate during the medium time frame by which they went out and sought proper best available control technology to install a facility. So at this time, we would not recommend that mutual agreed upon signed document from 2000 be entered as part of this variance.
Yeah, well, my question was based on that because this item was brought up in the last meeting we had here, and at least, somehow we felt that should not be brought up to the table as part of this. That other variance that we issued to them the time before, and I want to be clear for this time.
Yes, and that agreement will sunset as soon as the equipment that they're getting the variance for today is actually installed. That agreement will sunset.
That is more clarification.
I guess I'm still struggling with this particular agreement with Sunset.
Yeah, the agreement for the 20 tons, $20,000 has a provision in it that once the best available control technology is installed and proven on the facility, it will no longer be a requirement because they fulfilled that by installing the best available control technology.
Basically, our position is it's double dipping. It's got two sets of requirements. We've got to have one agreement that provides for one set of emission offsets for the lifetime until the equipment is installed, and we've been required to obtain a second set of emission offsets. That's our position.
Which we disagree with.
I feel that Mr. Perez, that this sort of joins the hearing board, I just made it very specific that this is an agreement made with some prior management to that. It has nothing to do with the situation you are right now here. You're right now here because you're not meeting your permit conditions. Your permit to operate.
Understood. But I guess I'm asking, what was the purpose of this agreement?
The purpose of that agreement was, and Rich, you can jump in here if you choose, but it was basically made at the time when the facility was doing some modifications to their permits out there.
Right, they were expanding their operation. There was a modification, and according to our NSR, Resource Rule 207, they were required to apply best available control technology for preventing emissions. And what happened is that at the time, it was determined that the technology that Calnergy had signed an agreement with the district, to explore different technologies until they would determine which was the best, most economically feasible to be applied at their facility. And they got an agreement with the pollution control officer that we would, okay, so we'll give you the time for you to explore those alternatives, and where you're going to have to offset those emissions until you can find the most suitable technology. And that's the reason that currently got an agreement with the pollution control officer.
So that agreement's been in effect since 2000. We've been researching and developing what is the best fit for their type of operation out there that fits their operational and their needs.
What happened is that then thereafter, I think it was in 2004, 2005, the operation, there was another application for modification of the facility. So we had to consolidate all the units 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then that is when the condition on for that modification was imposed that they had to, the county had to install EACT for units 1 and 2 on July 1st, 2007, and 3 and 4, July 1st, 2008. So they already met the requirements for units 1 and 2. They have an RTO installed at those units. And now we still pending VACT for units 3 and 4, and that's the one that you guys are granting a variance for that condition is being requested
And well, we also just granted a variance last month
for units 1 and 2.
too, because the RTO, which is that's available technology, is not working.
It's not working, yes. But that's a separate issue. That's a separate
That's
issue.
a free issue that this is for them.
And then our position, and then with the same permit rule, there's another condition that says that there's the agreement to offset those 20 tons would stay valid until the full technology for units 1, 2, 3, and 4 is in place. Yes. So there's two separate permit conditions.
And in staff's position, we don't have any jurisdiction over that.
That's correct. You have jurisdiction over the requirement to have what offsets they would have for this variance. You don't have jurisdiction over the validity of that agreement.
Does it not, the requirement, there is no requirement that you impose additional offset requirements?
There is no condition that they impose an offset requirement for this variance. However, it is staff's recommendation that you do. Correct.
How many tons of the original 20 tons have been purchased?
They're up to date. They're current. By December 31st of this year, you have to get the 2008 20 tons. But they're current with the 2007. They have the entire year to obtain them.
And so on top of those, all the maximum they will have to offset is 4.91 tons between here and February next year, right?
Exactly. The maximum,
Yeah.
whatever the actual is.
I don't know, Mr. PCD. Yeah, we calculated an average, as a matter of fact, I'd like to clarify an observation made by Mr. Parker. APCD, for the purpose of the staff report, only used the table of information from the non-municipal gas line for benzene pounds per hour. Whatever comments or little notes that are made on that sheet of paper, we staff did not use. Yeah, we took that information and averaged out what has been admitted since January of this year. So it should be close to the,
And you calculated out of that thing based on the result they provided.
that's correct.
Okay. I have no more questions.
Okay, Randy? So we clarify the staff recommendation in a summary form.
Okay, staff recommends the variance be issued with the contingency of the increments of progress, which Matt, you need to read into the record what those are. And secondarily, the emissions offset, if the board chooses to make that a condition, it'll be based on the actual emissions, not the model.
I make a motion under those statements that is based on the actual emissions and not the model and the variance is granted.
And Matt needs to read in the.
That being said, we also want to accept the information as presented and are very satisfactory that it meets the requirements for granting variance, 6 requirement, the 6 finding. In addition, we need to pick a date in the future that we're going to get together and review this information to determine what the actual offsets are.
The board doesn't have to meet that, but they have to meet with the APCD within 30 days of conclusion of the variance.
So that's all part of the state. And then now I'll read off the increments of progress.
Okay.
And,
Well, let's get a second to the motion and then we can. Second.
So the increments of progress for this variance for Cal Energy can read as follows. By August 15th,